Hey guys! I am so excited to be bringing you this video today for the main reason that my most watched video on this YouTube channel is my biggest mistakes video. If you haven't watched it, you absolutely should. I'll link it up here. Left or right, I don't know. It's all backwards for me right now, but stick with me. If you're new here, guys, my name is Ashley. I'm a candle maker, a serial entrepreneur, and I'm documenting this entire journey from running from a service-based business to a products-based business. My background is marketing and business, and I like to share everything here, good, bad, and the ugly. As I mentioned, my most watched video on this little baby YouTube channel of mine is my biggest mistakes video, and it's basically the things I wish I would have known 7 months into me starting a candle business. So that was back in June of 2021. Fast forward to now, I'm about 15 months into my business, and I have some really big updates for you guys. Some tips and tricks on ways to cut cost, and some things that I've learned since making that video back in June. If you guys are at all interested in continuing with this journey, obviously subscribe to this channel. It would mean the most to me. And leave any comments or questions that you have below. I like to answer those, connect with you guys, and just know who in the heck is watching these videos. Now let's go ahead and dive in. Hoping that you guys watched that My Biggest Mistakes video, I want to dive right into a few of the pain points that I was talking about. Spoiler alert, my biggest mistake is pricing issues. I wasn't in the frame of mind of really figuring out my cost of goods sold, meaning that I was more so focused on what I wanted the brand to look like, the lowest hanging fruit probably in regards to basic searches on Google to find candle making supplies that I was aesthetically drawn to. And I started making candles from there, and while it was a wonderful experience and I really wouldn't change anything in this whole learning curve, maybe you guys can learn from my mistakes, and maybe you're in a crucial point right now of growth and launching your business that you're like, maybe I should rethink this based on what Ashley has already learned. The long and short of it, because you guys know that I do not like to condense much, is that I have most of my candle line through Wood & Wick in regards to 3 different things. Wax, which I have now changed to a different supplier. Vessels, which I am still with Wood & Wick Company. And fragrance oils, which I have gladly diversified over the last few months. So let's get into all of those today. June of 2021, when things were really slow, I was really sweating what the longevity of my business was going to look like based on the margins that I had put in front of myself. And I'm still battling this to this day, but my margins have gotten a lot better. And so the 3 places that I'm going to dive into today, and some tips and tricks that hopefully you'll pick up along the way, are what I just mentioned. So let's go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, I changed my wax supplier. I did this for a couple of reasons. If you've watched my honest reviews video, you know that I use a lot of Wood & Wick. I love a lot of what Wood & Wick Company does. And if you're in the candle making business, most likely you have heard of this supplier. Let's just face it, they're growing at a very rapid pace and they're taking all of us along with them. There are things that I love about Wood & Wick Company, and there are things that I absolutely despise about Wood & Wick Company. That's obviously another video, but one of the things was in regards to me changing my wax supply, because I used to get only virgin coconut soy from Wood & Wick Company. I'll let that lie where it is. My point of this video is how I cut my margins with it. So I actually went to a different supplier, Porter Candle Supply, which I've done videos on before. Absolutely love them. Shout out to Porter Candle Supply. They're based in Austin, Texas. They are one of the most transparent companies that I have witnessed, not only as a consumer of candle making supplies, but just as a consumer of anything. And I greatly appreciate it. If you're looking for a candle making supply place, check out Porter Candle Supply. This is not sponsored. So what I did is I decided that I wanted to take my business elsewhere, and so I started ordering through Porter Candle Supply, had the triple stamp of approval that it was cow wax, EC26, recipe formula, nothing changed, so I could go back to my candle making ways of my tried and true scents that I was already offering through my candle business. I quickly realized that obviously shipping was going to be a bit more of a expense that I was going to have to take care of, factored that in, and then was like, okay, Ashley, this is an area where you can really invest in your business. So your girl bought a pallet of wax. Now, disclaimer, this is a huge expense that I had to budget for leading up to, that I really had to price out, and that I had to be certain of with good customer service that I was going to be taken care of, with such a hefty expense. Now, if you're watching this video and you're brand new to making candles, a palette of wax is something that I really want to deter you guys from, unless you are just ready and willing and able and know that that wax works for you and your brand. I already knew, because I was like 9-10 months into making candles for my business, selling candles for my business, and had launched my business. So I knew I wasn't going to go anywhere with the wax that I was using. But I also knew that if I want to cut down on my cost of goods sold, I have to start purchasing in bulk. Yes, I have a pallet of wax sitting in my garage every single day that I have to look at, and it's a huge eyesore and it's a huge pain in the butt that I have to work around, but it was worth it for me to get my cost of goods down with regards to my wax expense. A pallet of wax was simply the way to do it. Honestly, if I get into a commercial space or a place where I can grow a bit more with my business, I'm going to be looking at even larger purchases of wax, because it's just a really nice way to cut down the cost of each individual candle. I'm going to get to that in just a second. So I went with Porter Candle Supply. They were offering palette options, so I just went for it. I think I spent about shy of $6,000 to get 40 boxes of wax, but I was able to shave off about $20 to $25, maybe even $30, $35. I should probably know that, off of my individual purchases of boxes of wax. Again, I know that's not available for everyone, but in complete transparency, I'm just telling you guys what I was able to do and the moves that I made to make my business and my margins better for myself. What are you doing? I'm filming a video. Hi. Guys, this is Nellie. Say hi. Look. Okay. See you later. So the second thing that I did to work on getting the cost of goods down for my candles was fragrance oils. I really started to crunch numbers on this, and I really started to work in regards to planning way in advance. So again, this took some capital that I had to come up with, meaning that whatever sales I had, I was literally like hoarding the money and profits that I had to reinvest into my business. And again, if you watch that Biggest Mistakes video, I talked very wholeheartedly about the strategy that I had and what I was trying to do. First 3 years of my business, I am completely willing and able to be able to reinvest everything that I make back into my business to allow me to make these big ballsy decisions and these big huge purchases. That's not going to be for everyone, but these are the ways that it worked for me. That I wanted to get my cost of goods down with regards to fragrance oils. Now here's the thing, I have in my lineup now, I have oils from Flaming Candle Company. I have oils from now Porter Candle Supply, since they've added that product line. I have Candle Science, and then I have Wood and Wick. But in the time of making that video, and even now, the majority of the fragrance oils that I use are still from Wood and Wick. And the thing is that their scents are really unmatched from what I've found so far. Porter Candle Supply is giving them a run for their money, I will tell you. They're just nice, complex, already pre-blended, so you don't really have to go that extra mile. And so that's something that I really like. The thing that I can't stand, though, is that you can't really do bulk ordering with them. Even if you go up to the gallon price point with them, you're only saving or shaving off about, I don't know, maybe 20 bucks. And while that's great and wonderful, you're still having to come up with about like $500 just to buy that gallon. And it just didn't really make sense to me. So the only thing that I can offer with Wood and Wick that I was able to do was really wait for when they had site-wide sales and double up with my perks coupons. There was something better, and I really haven't found like a way to stop the bleeding in regards to my margins with that, but that is really what I've done. And then now, as of this week, I have been given just the vote of confidence to really go and focus on blending. My brain does not do well with like creative thoughts in regards to, oh, this scent would be really nice paired to this scent. And so for the last 15 months of my life as a candle maker, I really have detested the thought of making my own blends. The help of another candle maker, Jessica from Hawthorne, she really just broke it down for me. And really it gave me like a vote of confidence in regards to, Ashley, you can do this. So it just so happened that today Candle Science actually had a sale on all of their 1 ounce samplers. So I just like went to town. I think I placed like a $60 order with them. As if I didn't already have enough samples. I'm looking at 8 of them right here. But I really wanted just those basic scents that they had so that I can start to work on making a blend that works for me. So more to that, hopefully soon rather than later. The other thing that I will say about scents and really getting my margins down on that is not being so distracted by new scents that come out. I've actually gone back to the drawing board of scents that I was originally drawn to. And then I have really been just like typing in Google those keywords that I want and shopping around for the best prices. Most of the things that I buy are a 16-ounce bottle. And honestly, anything that's over like $50, $60 is just not something that I'm even considering moving forward because I really, really need to hone in on getting these costs down. And I need to be more in like the $20, $30 range for a 16-ounce bottle. I do want to update you guys and let you know because I have sprinkled a little bit of this in other videos. So if you've been watching, you know that I talked about fragrance houses. And after release of that video, I had so many people just flooding me with information. Check out this, check out that. I still don't really have a good lead on this for you guys to share, but I was working with a company in New Jersey. Apparently there's a lot of fragrance houses in New Jersey, and if you're not familiar with what a fragrance house is, it's basically a place where they put the perfumes, all the scents, all the oils together for you, and you can concoct your own fragrances from them. I found a really, really great one. And in 2021, we had exchanged some samples. We were doing some matches. I was coming up with some scents that I wanted because their minimum orders were really, really good. Such as life, 2022 happens, they have new ownership, and now their minimum order is like 25 gallons of 1 scent. And I'm like, no, I'm just not at that level yet. Sorry. So I don't have any leads for you guys on that, but don't worry, your girl is like a pit bull with a bone, and I'm still working on trying to figure out what the magic solution is to get these nice, exquisite fragrance oils to not be so damn expensive. Is number 3. So this one is still my Achilles heel, but I've made progress. My vessels. So if you guys are not familiar, I use, whoa, extreme close-up, the black and white Aura vessels from Wood & Wick. I love them. I really love them. Things I don't love about them, how damn inconsistent they can be in regards to sometimes there's a lip here, sometimes this is a nice matte finish, sometimes it has like this weird finish that like picks up every single fingerprint from a crime scene, and sometimes like the little whatever this is at the bottom is like really big and like concave, sometimes it's not. But nonetheless, they're still a quality vessel, meaning that they're thick, they're durable, they're perfect to reuse. So the short of it, I still am here. I think last time I checked, if you just go on the website and buy one of these, which is what I priced out in my original video, I think they're about $5.40. The sense that you would only buy one of them, I think, is if you're just like looking to get vessel samples, and so you'd buy one. I don't think most people would do that though if they're starting a business. Most likely what you're doing is you're capitalizing on a case of 12 and then you're going into their price breaks. So what I really started to do with Wood & Wick is just a numbers game. If there's a sale, obviously I'm saving up all of my little, like, I always think of it as like saving up my allowance money. So I'm saving up my profits so that I can make big, large orders. Just so you guys know, to give you a scale of what I am doing with Wood & Wick is I'm purchasing at about the 1,200 unit quantity price break. I'm purchasing about 1,200 units at a time, which is really hard for me and something that I wish I knew because I have black and I have white. So I don't get a price break like 600 of one and 600 of another. I mean, I can, but it would be nice if I could get the 1,200 price and then split it between the two, but that's neither here nor there, but something to think about if you're going for multiple colors. I digress. So the price that I had quoted you guys whenever I originally made my video was about $4.95. That was before a price increase that they had to the $5.40. But I obviously purchase these at a break or quantity break. So I am getting these for around anywhere from $265 to $295 a unit now. So that's a lot better. So I shaved off about $2 and some change from each of those, which is great. Here's where I'm at. When I had originally made that video, I was like, okay, you need to go overseas, you need to find a manufacturer, you need to just take matters into your own hands, and then that way you're not on this like roller coaster ride of like what could potentially happen if this supplier goes kaput. Haven't solved that yet. I did a lot of research and was this close, for measurement purposes, this close to pulling the trigger on a deal through Alibaba. There's just something that happened. It wasn't anything from the manufacturer. It was great communication. They had good reviews. It wasn't anything. It was just like, is this worth it? Because honestly, the vessels that I was looking at getting, which were almost the exact same in regards to size, dimension, fill, all of that, I just found that like, was it really worth it for me to do, given that I'm still in this very novice and brand new infancy stage of my business? Is it worth it for me to have to go and get 5,000 minimum order quantity from China? Really only be shaving off 30 cents per unit? Or is it worth it for me to ride the wave of Wood and Wick a bit longer, find the sales, maximize the perks, really crunch the numbers? And here's the thing. You would think that ordering more quantity would be better for you in the long run. And it is whenever you're just doing like the flat rate as is. But when there's sales, guys, do your math, because sometimes doing a smaller quantity order, adding your perks on and using more perks for smaller chunks of the order was actually better. Just a side note. What I found from Alibaba is they absolutely have so many resources, so many wonderful things. By the time shipping, turnaround time, ship time, all of that was added, it didn't seem worth it for me. It's just really what it was. It seemed more worth it for me to wait for a sale of Wood and Wick, hedge my bets in regards to buying larger quantities, get the free shipping, and just wait it out. So nothing revolutionary there, but something that I at least wanted you guys to know. And I will say that Wood and Wick has gotten so much better in regards to their turnaround times, actually selling things that are in quantity and in stock, as opposed to selling things that are nowhere near in stock. So that's just my experience with it. And let's get to it, because I want to give you guys some actual numbers. So when I first released that video, 7 months into my brand, my launch and everything, I was at about $16 for my most expensive candle. I think I said 17 on the video because it was like some change, and I like to round, so don't come at me. That was for a Palo Santo and Sage candle, which of course is my best-selling candle. So that was just completely priced out. One, no discounts involved, because worst case scenario, that was the price of my candle. I'm really excited to report that without any labor or any of my time factored into the equation of producing one single candle, my most expensive one, I've gotten it down to $9.34. Now here's the deal. That's still really freaking expensive. I did raise my prices per those candles from $32 on my website direct to consumer to $36. So direct to consumer sales I'm not as concerned about in regards to the margins, because I'm still making a profit, and I'm absolutely aware of that. The problem is wholesale. And wholesale is a huge part of my business and part of big, huge, scary goals that I have, especially in 2022, 2023, 2024. Actually, for the life of my business, wholesale is really going to be my focal point, and my margins are still garbage. I don't like it. I want them to be better. I want to be making about a 65% profit on wholesale. I'm not there. Getting closer though. What I wanted to tell you guys for that is that I also priced out one of my other best-selling candles that is from Candle Science, and this is one of my cheapest to make in regards to, I have the 934. This one costs $6.49 with bulk ordering from Candle Science, which is way better. So I have about a $3 difference there between my least expensive candle to make of the Aura size and my most expensive candle make of the Aura size. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I think the point before with the Candle Science candle, I think I was at about like $12-ish. So I really shaved off quite a bit. And I'm pretty proud of that. And the ways that I did that, again, to recap, I bought pallet of wax. I bought really around sales and really oriented my stocking up abilities for fragrance oils because I really haven't cracked that code yet. And then the vessels, I just, again, doubled up on sales and really bought bulk as best I could and when I could. So my cost now, you guys, is definitely way better. My margins are definitely way better. I still have leaps and bounds to go, and I really, really do feel like I can make it probably down to about $5 a candle. And I would really like my most expensive candle to be between $7 and $8. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I'm going to try my hardest. And I am absolutely committed to this. Like, this is going to be something that I'm going to figure out. So if you guys have any suggestions in regards to other ways that you found really good ways to cut cost, please let me know. I would love to know in the comments below. You guys were so wonderful from my first video. I think like 27,000 of you have watched that video, which is just breaking my brain. And I know that, like, you know, YouTube is a big, huge world. There are thousands probably at this point of candle makers that you could follow in their channels. The fact that you're even watching this one is just like really exciting to me, and I absolutely appreciate that. If there's a topic that you'd like me to discuss, whether it's candle making, marketing, business, or anything else in this world of entrepreneurship and being a small business owner, y'all hit me with the highlights because I love talking points. If you guys are interested in working on your margins or looking to just kind of reduce some overwhelm, remove some roadblocks in your business, launching, wherever you're at in this stage, check out my 30 for 30 below. It's $30 for 30 minutes. And it's basically a Zoom call where we just go through everything that's keeping you up at night. I offer my advice when I have it. I give you some strong opinions if I have those. And I really want you to leave those sessions feeling better about your business and steps moving forward. You might even have some homework from it, but don't worry, like, I don't come back and grade it. It's just for your own benefit. And honestly, it's just a really nice way to connect with you guys. So if you think that that's something that's interesting to you, check it out below and you can sign up with me. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week. One day I ordered a bunch of cases of the wax, as I had been doing for many, many months, and poured a bunch of candles. And I was on a Facebook group, and someone had said, hey, have you noticed that the wax is burning a little differently? I had poured probably 100+ candles just the day before seeing that. And I went to go test one of them, and literally my vessel like just lit up. The flame was like super big. And now, just so you guys know, for the backstory, this was a candle that I had been making since I launched my business. I had tested it multiple times. Definitely keep a pulse check on it. And the only thing that I found out to change was Wooden Wick's wax. I was using their virgin coconut soy, and over the course of like a week or so, it came to light that Wooden Wick had decided to start using a different supplier for this wax. Well, I was using EC26 from Cal Wax. Wooden Wick Company decided to use a different supplier. I believe they're called like AccuBlend or something like that. And they still named it the same. So they didn't tell anybody that anything changed it. And they swore up and down that the recipe didn't change, which the legality of it is like it had to have, because Cal Wax owns EC26. Like, that is their proprietary blend of wax. So that was it. I was like, okay, I've got to switch suppliers. I love that they have free shipping. I love that they have kickbacks and perks for members, but it just wasn't worth it for me to go and retest all of my wax based on the performance of the ones that I thankfully caught thanks to a Facebook group. So